There, folks. Still says that the ad's running, so I'm just going to give it an extra second here. Hi there, I'm Ben Lott. Welcome to the Blot Spot. Sorry for the early ad. I have learned apparently that it's a good idea to do 3-minute pre-roll ad at the very beginning of the stream. So, and then jump into gameplay, and that way I don't have to run any ads for at least an hour, and it saves people from doing the pre-roll ads. So moving forward, just understand that when you see me go live, if you want to jump in, just wait a few minutes. Hopefully we'll be past the ad break at that point, and you can jump in without getting an ad right away. So just learning, still learning this whole Twitch thing. So that's where we're at. And now we're going to jump in and we're going to play some Marvel Snap. We're going to try out the new Selene card. And I've got 3 decks I want to try out today. I'm excited to try. Um, one of them in particular is, I think, as far as I know, I'm the only one who's had this idea. At least I haven't seen any streamers talk about it. So we'll see if it is successful, if it works at all. Geez, I got something on my face. It's just bothering the heck out of me seeing that. But anyways, sorry, gang. Um, I'm gonna give it a whirl because my thought is, for those of you who don't know, Selene's a new card, the newest card in the game to come out this week, and her power is have 3 cards with no abilities in play as an objective, and if you do that, she steals 5 power from an enemy card here. So she can be up to a 414 effectively if you get her to pop off. I have yet to play her. Don't let the split fool you. I actually paid a little gold to get her split before I started streaming. So I had the crazy idea because I think everyone's going to go like a Rocks deck or a Patriot deck or something like that with Selene. And I had an idea. What other deck is there where you play cards without power? And so that's what we're going to try. We're going to try something wholly original, I hope. At least this is my own design. I'm taking a Sauron deck and putting Selene in there because Sauron and Zero want to make these cards have no abilities. And if that works, and even Enchantress can make these cards have no abilities, and if that works, then I can potentially have 3 really decent sized no ability cards, and Selene gets activated. So that's my bright idea here. I do have Nightmare in there as a backup in case I don't get the Sauron and Zero effects to work in here. I also dropped in Dracula because, hey, if you don't get to play the Infinite, might as well still get that 20 power on the board. We're going to see how this works. I don't know if anyone else has had this idea. Maybe some other streamer has. I haven't heard it. I thought it was an original idea, so I'm going to give it a whirl, see how it works. I've got 2 other Selene decks, a little more the way other people might play her. I'm going to work on Ozymandias. I'm going to play him on my Thursday night stream, so if you're at all interested in seeing Ozymandias and seeing me experiment with that card, which is the free card that you can get from High Voltage Overload, just come back. Okay, if this is a negative deck, then Enchantress is a very good card for me. And I do like Bifrost moving Starbrand off of Shuri's lab, so I get that big 20 on Monster Metropolis. That feels good. We could just stack some of these these cards with abilities so that I can Enchantress them and make them no abilities. I'm not sure what Anxiety's excited about. Okay, Anxiety's excited because they're gonna like bin bank my big cards or something like that. Or just kill them with Dang and then pull the null situation.
Victory!
Well, that worked out in my favor. Didn't even need to do anything else. We got Bubba. Bubba says don't mess. Yeah, I could use Sauron at some point. That would be good. Sauron or an early Zero would be very helpful. Okay, I guess we're going the Nightmare route this particular game. Too late for you now, Zero. What is the point of that? Oh, just so he can play 2 cards because he's doing the shut-out thing. Rogue, okay. Interesting. 1/3 martyr does not feel good. That's Sandman. Sandman does mess up the shell-out thing a bit. And I like a 10 power rock slide. We definitely go Sandman, right? Yeah, because then we can still do like a Zero and Starbrand situation. So we just drop the big old Infinite. Let's just drop the big old Infinite. Call it a day. Hope they don't have some way of putting something else on Spider Island.
Hell! Can you understand me?
Oh, sugar. I forgot about Merlin. Well, that did me in. Forgot about Merlin. All I had to do was the Starbrand and Sauron. No, but Zero would have ran to make me lose the game because Zero became Martyr. So that was a loss either way. I'd like to one-time draw Sauron at the beginning of this, so I can actually try this out for the whole reason I built this deck. Hey, Agent Smith, sorry, didn't see your comment there. Glad to have you. There's Sauron. Alright. So now we should draw some no-power cards. have the potential of activating Selene if we draw Selene. Or we could just draw nothing that plays. Filter in 3. Again. Alright, well, we got one no power card already. Thanks to Oscorp power. I should have let the rock come to my side. I didn't think that through. I'm gonna free. I think we put down Dracula. Hang on. Dracula protected from Cosmic Ghost Rider. Alright, they're playing the Ozymandias deck. I think this is the smart play. It gives me the ability to get 3 no power cards in case I draw Selene. And we knew that was Ozymandias. There was no question about that one. And I didn't draw Selene. If they drop a Patriot, then they're adding... Oh boy, they're adding 9 more to this lane, so they'd be at 31. I can't compete with that. And we just hope we get the lucky draw on the Dracula. 1 in 4. It's dumb, but why not? It's fun. I like dumb fun. Oh, they didn't have Patriot. They might get Patriot out of Savanor. Yep, they did. Haha! It's better to be lucky than good.
Victory!
We won the 1 in 4. I don't want to think about a tech card that combats back row cards. It's hard enough for me to keep track of avoiding putting good things in the front row. Don't even want to think about it, Agent Smith. Okay. So, we've won a couple times. But I've yet to even come close to activating the Selene thing. I think we were close the one game, the first game. Getting Sauron 1 always helps. My draw is not good. Considering I have 1/3 of my deck is cards below 2 cost, and I just don't seem to draw. I haven't seen Ebony Maw the whole game. And now my opponent's gonna get some of my cards. That's delightful. At least I got his Shang-Chi. That's something. the odds of me getting 3 no power cards on the board is getting really low. You know, when I built this deck, I forgot because I rarely ever played Sauron decks. I forgot that they changed the rules for Sauron, that he only impacts cards in deck, and so I think this deck may be a bust. It may be a bad design. Like thought I had a clever idea because it was something that was a little unique, but I'm starting to think, yeah, not a good idea. Gotta go massive red skull, right? Just this ginormous red skull feels good. Okay. That would be 2 cards with no power on board. We're not going to be able to get a third, though. Unless we draw Ebony Maw. That's the only way, is if we draw Ebony Maw. We drew Ebony Maw. Well, let's just see how it works, folks. Let's have some fun. They're gonna play something huge in Shuri's lab, obviously. So we're gonna let them have Shuri's lab. They're gonna do like an Infinite or something. And we're gonna hope that Selene can hold the right lane. Holy jeez. Oh, that's not good at all. That is bad news for us. All right. Well, Selene's power did not help us win.
Victory!
But I mean, we had that one anyways. But we activated Selene's power with this deck. I'll play a few more games of this version, but I think this might be the worst of my designs. I completely forgot. I was working under like old Sauron power when he would just deactivate all ongoing in hand and in deck. Which honestly, in our current meta, probably wouldn't be that big a deal if they brought that back, considering the size of the cards that people can play right now. Oh, I crave you to hit me with Spider Ham. Oh, don't hit Selene. Gotta do this, though. I have to. This is the draw I've been waiting for. My philosophy with deck design and creation is not what everyone else would do. That's pretty much the number one thing for me. Like, I want to try something different. I want to be unique. Perfect hit. We're gonna get another pop off on Selene here. I will say, in general, I tend to be a better deck. I tend to be better at tweaking decks than designing them from scratch. So oftentimes you'll find my better decks are those that I took an idea that someone else had and kind of put my own spin on it or something along those lines. That's just kind of the way my brain works. Okay, so her objective was met long enough for her to still activate her power at the end of the turn, even though Gambit's objective killed the cards that activated her objective. That's an interesting thing to know. All right, come on, let's get a 50-50. Win that 50-50. That's twice now. Twice we've won the Infinite Bowl.
Victory.
I will say currently I'm feeling like don't have 100% confidence that I'm going to win at any given point, so I'm not like like I have yet to have a game where I feel like, oh, snap it up, I'm gonna win this 100%. So I'm pretty sure that's a sign that this deck could use a little improvement. Can't just play Ebony Maw. I don't feel like losing an entire lane. I hate this deck so much. The deck he's playing. It's one of my least favorite decks in the game. Bank on drawing Enchantress? Let's just bank on drawing Enchantress. If we don't, then we just retreat. Yep. It's a big bunch of nothing.
Escaped.
Ooh, not sure about this. Not sure about this. Let's. I don't have Untapped open yet. I gotta have Untapped open because I like to check how the stats are running. You do the turn one Sauron for sure, because you want to draw as many E-powered cards as possible. I'm glad they added an animation to Sauron. He needed it. And it's actually a unique one, which is cool. Skellion. Although I don't mind the... You know what? Let's just do that. I don't mind the Wiccan. Wiccan could actually be extremely good for us right now with this deck. He's not non-going, so his power's still active, I forget.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Yeah, he doesn't have an ability. Hang on, I don't want to help him move his silk if I don't have to. Probably throw a Polaris over there or something. Oh, Craven. That makes sense. Well, we didn't get the Selene. But this still feels pretty stinking good. What does she take? She takes 2 power off the other cards there. So she's really only a 9 power card. But 9 power is better than 8. Maybe we should play her last so we potentially get Silk out of the right lane. I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Should we snap? I don't care about boomer snapping, as people like to call it. I'm not afraid of it. There goes the Batroc. We got the right lane. We hold one of the other ones. Yes, we can. Ugh. That was brutal. Oh, we still went tiebreaker. Okay.
Victory.
Aiden Smith, I do not look ahead to the cards if I don't have to. So until the Snap puts out their preview video, I genuinely don't know what's coming. I do watch the Snapchat on Mondays a lot of times, so sometimes I find out from them what cards are coming. So it's hard for me to say if there's any cards I'm excited about for April because I don't know what cards are coming. Let's go a couple more games with this one. I'm still having fun, even though it may not be the most successful deck I've ever made. According to current untapped stats, we're 5-2 plus 8 cubes. That's pretty good. 5-2, can't beat that. One can beat that, but still. Oh, it's DeCarlo. This guy here has played, or at least did play, the same deck every game for multiple seasons. And he's playing it again. And I ran into him several times when he was playing this deck. to the point where I learned exactly what deck he was playing, and I started to just be able to know exactly if I had the cards to beat him or not, because he's playing it again. He plays the same um, Dokken deck. That's what he plays, is Dokken. And he has played it forever. Not necessarily. Let's see if we can get a better draw. His collection level? He's 36,000, so he's around where I am. I think I'm around there. Selene is now a Drax. Stardust. Last turn Stardust. So we snap him now, because we know exactly what he's going to do. He's probably going to run, because he knows I know what he's playing. So we got Luke Cage to protect us from his bullseye, in case he pulls that bullseye stuff. Gotta make sure we have priority going into this last turn, which we do. So we just drop down the Stardust, he's gonna Zola that Dokken, and we win. Well, hang on, I should just put one power over here, just in case he doesn't play anything over there. We were lucky we got the Stardust draw on the second run of Nightmare, when we did the Misery on the Nightmare.
Victory.
He knows I know what deck he's playing, so fair enough. He knows I won't stick around if I don't have him beat, so it's an earned healthy respect over time. For a while, he didn't realize I had caught on to who he was and that he was always running that same Dokken deck. So he would stay in and thinking that he had me beat, and then I'd drop like a Cosmo before his Zola would go off or something like that. But yeah. He's learned over time. Got Sauron first. I really want priority in Castle Blackstone for the extra energy, but Sauron's not a good card for that. I still hold the... I still get the extra power. Okay, so we go second card. Hang on. Let's put Selene down. And then we'll do Red Skull next turn. Oh, that was a good draw for me. The fact that he only hit Lockjaw. Definitely could have hit something better. Yeah, I think now's the time. Because if I put down Nightmare would be fun just because I could play Infinite last turn, but then I lose the activation on Selene. So let's do this. I think he fights in the left lane. If he's gonna only pick one lane to fight in, it's gonna be left, so we'll give it a shot. Nope, we were wrong. Oh, jeez. Ugh. And she still didn't win. Oh, brother. Well, we tried. We definitely tried. One more makes it an even 10 games with this deck, so let's go an even 10 games before we call it quits. We are 6-3 with this deck right now, still holding at a positive 8 cubes, so not great, not terrible. This is probably not the ideal home for Selene. Out. May have to use the Nightmare. Altar of Death could help, dropping the Nightmare into Altar of Death. Rocks. Use the extra energy, so we're gonna drop Nightmare into Altar of Death. Know that we lose our Dracula play that way. I like a mobile 514. That feels good. First, let's drop a 620 on the board, since we got the extra energy from Altar of Death.
Hello! So happy!
And now we'll make their Drax come over here if they don't play a card on left. Red Skull Vision feels like almost like evil. Oh, darn it. That means Drax stays on right. That's fine. Alright, so we move her there, or him there. I don't know why she shows one. Oh, because they killed Infinite, that's right. Infinite's now a no power card. That's the arrow. Well, let's just hope they don't have like a Shang-Chi or something. That's gonna be enough, I think. Yep. Alright, well, we were close. Well, no, we weren't. We lost by 2 there and by 1. We didn't even win 1 lane. Well, this deck design is interesting and kind of fun. I haven't played Nightmare maybe since he came out. I might play around with it a little more just for the fun of it, but I'm gonna say that it's not the best design for Selene, mostly because As I said earlier, I think the problem with this deck is um, that Sauron only affects your in-deck cards, doesn't affect your hand. You really need to get the no power cards out earlier. So this is my second idea for Selene. So my idea with this deck is we don't need to keep the no power cards there for long. So we're gonna throw out a Squirrel Girl. We're gonna throw out debris with some rocks, but we're gonna use Merlin's skills or spells to change them into other things or put them back in our deck so we have extra energy. Likewise, we can use Mysterio's um, clone, or whatever you want to call it, illusion, as a no power card to activate Selene. So the goal here is early activation of Selene so that we just get that proc and then we start using those as other things. But we've also built in here the Maverick, Kitty Pryde, Sholau combo so that we have the opportunity to, just do that as well. I also include Wasp just for one more no power card, and Rogue because I thought in this meta, uh, there's a good chance we'll see some loot cages out there, other people's loot cages, so we always have the opportunity to steal somebody else's. Rogue might be the most replaceable card in the deck, but we will see. I'm not sure about Thena either, but I feel like most turns we're going to be playing at most 2 cards. There's a chance we'll be playing 3 or 4 some turns, but let's give it a whirl. See if we can make Shaolin work. Selene. Shoaling. Sorry. Okay. Good for our deck. Yeah, we get the early Merlin out. Mm, So for right now, we're not going to polymorph any of these rocks because we want the opportunity to activate Selene.
Wakanda forever! Wakanda forever!
Well, I don't have a good way of combating that. That's for sure. They're going to just put 68 power in 2 lanes. You just retreat. Let them have it.
Escaped!
Didn't build this deck to combat that deck. That's for sure. So we do the early play of Squirrel Girl. people might learn that Spider-Ham's not the best card to play in a Selene meta, but maybe Ham will hit Selene, so. I think we put Selene down. Just so that Ham can't kill her. I'll take it. So this is what I was talking about. We get the early proc of Selene. Does her. Now they got a -2 Gambit. And now we can start changing these, you know, lane cards into better cards. Well, I can't even play 2 cards. So that kind of sucks. Just hope it's enough. It won't be. That zombie sentry was a brutal polymorph. Yep. Yep, got a rough hit on that polymorph. But had to stay in. Just see what happened. Not getting a 1-drop in hand. Or even Wasp 0-drop. Kind of pose that whole deck situation. Okay. That's a new one by me, Astral Projection to copy Dragon Lord. Okay, so what we do here is Page into Maverick. Go low. Hey, Hunter Killer. Into. Hang on. Hmm. Threw it into Squirrel Girl.
All hail Hydra!
I'm not surprised that Phantom X deck does well against all the rock decks. Still managed to lose mid by 1. Boy, he couldn't have gotten a better hit on the mid, could he? Alright, well, so far, so bad. Great Palace. And we're playing against the Starlord Hela, the most boring deck in the game. I'll take that extra energy so I can still play 2 cards every turn. Let's do that so we get the early, like we're all set up. All we gotta do is draw Selene. Yep, it's the boring Starlord Hela deck. I mean, Philip is last character played, but there's no reason to mess around with it. Cause any confusion. Just get the order right. Make sure Maverick's the last card we play. I mean, we might as well roll the dice on changing some lanes and hoping that we maybe get like a what's it called? Nowhere where they're playing their combo. Nope. Changed the wrong lane anyways. what's required. They're playing this deck. It is required for us to give them this. That is the required emoji for playing Hela. Well, they haven't snapped. I mean, should we stick it out just for the fun of it? I mean, we don't have diddly squat, so we might as well retreat anyways. We didn't get any of our good cards. Like, Rogue to steal their Morbius, Selene didn't get to activate, and Sholau to activate our yeah, we got nothing good. You can't boring face me when you're playing the boring deck.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
Hey, they got a copy of my kitty pride. So if I did swap out Dina, I guess I need to swap her out for like a Cosmo. That needs to be the exchange because I've been having more than a fair share of issues with Star-Lord and other decks that want to use a lot of on-reveal stuff. So Cosmo is probably the way to go. Forgot how good it feels to be playing Merlin when things like Limbo come up. Could I draw Selene, maybe? Would be very helpful to my deck if I could draw Selene. We're trying to test a new card, and drawing it would be helpful. Black this deck? Yeah, not so much.
Such is my judgment.
Galactus deck. Living Tribunal deck. Interesting. I genuinely did not see Living Tribunal coming at all right now. Selene does not exist.
Victory!
See this picture that Untapped puts of Selene in my deck? It's a myth. Not actually in there. It's the way it feels, man. That's the way it feels. I will say, despite the fact that I don't have good answer to a couple of decks we've been playing or facing, weirdly, this deck has actually felt better. It's felt more like I have winning lines and stuff, and so has a better shot of winning things. Hmm. need Merlin to deal with that Jotunheim problem. Get girl out of the way before she becomes a big negative. Or we could just play down Luke Cage and not even have that problem. That feels much better. I feel like we snap here because this is feeling like a really strong situation right now. Rescue? Oh, that needs to come from Iron Patriot. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. Okay. I would just like to point out right now that Selene is not the smart play at this moment. But I'm going to play her because she's the card of the week. She's the one I'm supposed to be testing. The only problem is I still can't proc her. Maybe I draw Wasp. The only way I can proc Selene is if I drop down Mysterio, which then means I lose almost guaranteed. I'm gonna lose anyways. I'm behind on all 3 lanes. The Kitty Pride Sholau is, I mean, it's a good chunk of points, but it's not enough to win 2 lanes guaranteed. I definitely can't count on winning those 2 lanes. Gambit is just a menace against this deck. What was I saying about this deck feeling better? Yeah, not so much anymore. 2 games later, and I'm like, this deck doesn't feel so good. Well, it's gonna feel good with Proscenium on the board, that's for sure. I've got 1 win and 5 losses with this right now. Those are some ugly numbers. Hang on, I got Luke Cage, so I can afford to do the Mysterio situation. They can't do anything to me. Hang on, I need 3 to activate Selene. Can always do the surprise Luke Cage on the last turn.
Snap.
Ah, bummer.
Victory.
Shouldn't have snapped. I wanted to see how it played out. I just knew that things were not looking good when I already had a 13 power Kitty Pride. Well, that makes it 2 and 5. Still negative cubes with the deck, but hey. Two showdowns. Definitely use the Kitty Pride. Remember when debris used to fill both sides of the board and you could drop in a Bar Sinister and ruin your opponent's entire game plan? Those were fun days. Why did I just play Maverick on 3? Yeah, because I'm not going to get the combo going anyways. There goes Squirrel Girl. And Mysterio or Merlin. Merlin. Well, we're definitely going to have a hard time playing 2 cards per turn here. No, I didn't. I don't need to do that. Do that.
Victory.
Here we go. We won another single cube. We're cruising now, baby. more games. We'll play 10 games with this one. I'm happy to see Gambit go. Although they may be playing a Hella deck, in which case we'll see him back. Or a Khonshu or something that's gonna bring him back. Okay, we got free Praka Selene. Can we draw her? So we can actually use this card. They're playing a Phantom X deck. Hunter Killer, they're just like you. No, I'll save that for the Wild Child if they have one. Throw it on Wasp right now. I don't want to fill up my whole board with rocks.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Well, that didn't work too bad for them, did it? Kill the Moira for them? That kind of stinks. Alright. Well, we just do the usual Sholau thing and... Maverick, thank you.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
I don't think you're winning that line. Hey, we won more than like you. Now we're really cruising. One more game to make it an even 10. Hey, we drew Selene. Remember that card? Me either, because we haven't hardly seen it. Protect Luke Cage. Can't risk him. And that gives us the Selene activation. Boy, I would have said C3 if it weren't for the Iron Patriot and debris, I guess.
Clear for takeoff.
Yeah. Maybe not. Best move I've ever made. Yeah. Alright. So,
Escaped.
Shaolin went went 4-6. In these games that in the 10 games I played. By far way worse than the Selene went 4-6 and -4 cubes. Selene Team 6 went 6-4 and +6 cubes. The last one I have is what I just called Keep It Simple Selene. This is a Patriot deck, Patriot Ultron deck. I thought it would be kind of fun. This is closer to what I think most people are going to run, but I just put in some basic no power cards just to make sure we get the Selene proc and extra targets for Patriot Mystique. This isn't all that inventive, it's not all that creative, but I'm hoping that it will be effective enough and that Selene will be a nice addition. So we're going to give it a whirl. It might not be the most inventive or unique deck, but it's not the same Ozymandias deck that I've been seeing a lot of. Which I will play some Ozymandias on Thursday night stream. I mentioned that earlier. Hey, it's Master Puppet. We will have no problem getting Selene to activate in this deck. I don't know if he's playing some kind of he's playing some kind of Galactus deck, but I'll take it. Thank you. No. Some kind of junk deck. An Iron Fist. That's a nice Iron Fist variant. Gotta love it. Well, I don't think we can afford to do that because we want Ultron to fill Altar of Death, so we'll just lean it up. Oh no, no target. Oh wait, we got Dagger. maybe we got dagger. Unless they pull dagger. Altar of Death. Alright. Hey, holla 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 47. Nice to have you here. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the follow. It's not a stupid question. If you're playing on PC, there's a app that you can download from untapped.gg. That's the website, untapped.gg, and you just have to give it permission to run while you're playing, and that's how these windows come up that track the deck of you and your opponent. They also have a mobile friendly version that you can download if you play on your phone. What that will do is it'll have a little icon like this on the side of your phone screen when you're playing.
Victory.
And then all you got to do is during the game click that, and it'll bring out a window sort of like this that shows your deck, and you can also click a little button on the top to see your opponent's deck as well. Track your opponent's deck. So that's where I downloaded this. It's untapped.gg. It is a free deck tracker. I believe the deck tracker is fully free. They have some other services they offer on their website that are not free, but all the stuff that I typically use it for. Aha! Thank you for not watching. I did have Ultron. It was on the board. I did have Ultron on the board. Thanks, Master Puppet. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Ultron was sitting on the board in the middle lane. I was gonna play him. Yeah, no, it's Ultron. It's just a weird variant of him I have. It looks so much like Ultron. This is not good. If opponent's playing Destroy... Oh, no, they're not. Where'd they get these heats? Well, so much for Selene. So much for playing Selene in my Selene deck.
Opponent snapped.
I like your deck design though, Master Puppet. At least it was unique. I like sneaky Galactus deck. I think that's such a weird deck to play. Oh, gosh. It's worse than that. Order. Order! Too late. kind of feel like I'm gonna lose this one, but I think it's worth trying out.
Cut off one head, two more shall take its place.
Enchantress. Enchantress.
All right, we won just by having
Victory.
big rock. We had the stones. See, and this is another one of those situations where I'm starting to think, and again, I'll give it more of a try on Thursday. I will really genuinely. I've tried a few games with Ozymandias, but I haven't really invested in him yet. In proper design of my own deck for him. But that last game was great evidence of a situation where I feel like taking turn 5 just to play that one card feels like a bad play. So I'm not sure it's the best idea. Definitely want to go early Sandstorm. Holy cow. 6 power rocks are just that's crazy powerful, and we got to get them in our hand before Mindscape takes them back out. Problem is, the better play is probably to play down Patriot with the 2 rocks and not give my opponent one of the 6 power rocks. But maybe they will play this. Will they turn off Mindscape? I can't count on it. I have to play the smart play for my deck, which is unfortunately not putting down Selene. You can turn off Mindscape. Well, maybe. They did play a card there. Yay! I get to play Selene unless they retreat. That's kind of like what I did with the second deck I played. Turnabout's fair play. Hey, it's Selene Day. We gotta make use of Selene.
Doom rules all.
Yay! We win! Took it right back from their Selene too.
Victory.
Okay, this may be closer to the same old deck that everyone else is gonna play, but this is so far the best performing of the decks for sure, without question. Yeah, see that Ultron variant? That's the one that Master Puppet thought maybe it was in Savanor sitting on board. I do not think you should be able to see the border on cards that are turned face down on Dark Dimension. I know in this game it doesn't matter, but in like a conquest game or something, that could be huge information. Now, in Savanor doesn't actually activate if they can't reveal the card in Dark Dimension. So that's actually to my advantage. Well, we didn't draw Selene, but this is old school Invisible Patriot stuff. Oh, he does activate. That's so weird. Ooh, they had a Cosmo. We're lucky we didn't get play into their Cosmo. Ooh, that would have been rough. As it stands, I still think we might have lost.
There's no strings on me.
Nope, we won. Tiebreaker.
Victory.
That is old school stuff, baby. Then oh crap, what did we just lose to them? Debris. Turn 1 Sandstorm just feels bad. Getting 0 power rocks out of Sandstorm just is a really crummy feeling. Fingers crossed they don't have a Cosmic Ghost Rider. Build their Sandstorm. Unfortunately, they're probably playing a Gambit, which is really frustrating for our deck. Hang on. Go with that. That gets Selene activated, and it makes our Sandstorm even... Well, it doesn't get Selene activated. Thanks, Negasonic. Could have got Selene activated. And we go for the old school victory yet again. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt.
There's no strings on me.
Yep. Early shocker. This is why I didn't want to play Patriot so early, because of the Cosmic Ghost Rider thing. So let's just take a shot and see what happens. Those are both really good cards, so killing one of them would be good. I was gonna say, that's gotta be what they got from Great Portal. Hold on, hang on. You definitely don't want cards in Lake Hellas. Those Ultron drones feel real nice in Lake Hellas. Safely snap against truth. Sorry, Selene. Too little, too late. Come on, Bruce. Staying or retreating?
Victory!
Took me a long time to win that many matches with the snap. Just realized I had a notification up there for all my alliance missions. Yikes. gonna switch those out. Cash in my rewards. We're now 5-1 with this deck. Plus 8 cubes. That's pretty stinking solid. Okay. Stars guy. I got you. I mean, I feel like we just snapped just because we got the Patriot, Misty, Blue Marble, Ultron. Yeah, we'll lose Mojo World. The question is, do we have even a shot of winning Throne Room? Because that's starting to feel like a no.
Opponent snapped.
If we draw Selene, we play Selene instead of Blue Marble. Okay, so Ultron is a no-go. So we have to play Sandstorm instead. They're gonna be at 27 here. I don't think I can get to 20 power here. What does that do? 6. Each of those is adding 2. Then that makes them add 2 more each. So we're adding 4 times 2, 8. So that'd be 12. Plus 6. Adding 18, that put us at 25. We still would lose that lane. So we gotta go there, there, and hope that those rocks are big enough. Power rocks big enough? No. Almost big enough even with him double. If I'd put both rocks in there, I would have won. Yeah, I got kind of hosed by location. Location was my downfall on that one. Also could have really used Selene. Actually. Selene shaving 5 power off of him would have been huge. I don't know. I wanted to play that one out. In reality, it probably wouldn't have made much difference. Can I turn my mic up? I don't know if I can. I'm not 100%. I'm cranked all the way up in OBS. Let me check my settings in just the computer. Oops, wrong thing. Whoa! Sorry, gang. Keeps opening on the screen that I'm playing the game. Alright. Crank it up just a touch there on the system. I don't know if that helped at all. Fingers crossed it did. Otherwise, I can just speak louder. I tend to get a little chill in the evenings, and I understand that maybe that makes my tone get a little quieter as I talk. Any chance we can get an Ultron here? I have Ultron. What am I talking about? Ultron's in hand. I feel like we do a shocker here, but then we drop Misty Knight. Hang on. We do Misty Knight first in hopes that grab Selene. I mean, the goal of this game was to actually play some Selene. I played so little Selene because I can't seem to draw the doggone card. Okay, we do that. And we go fishing for Selene again, baby. Okay.
Victory.
So much for that. I will draw Selene, I swear. Zemo enjoyer. I didn't know anyone was a Zemo
Opponent
enjoyer.
snapped.
What's opponent playing? Move deck or a lockdown deck or something with Killmonger, so they're excited that they get to kill my squirrels? Well, that's a bummer. So it's just a basic mill deck. And they snapped right away on their basic mill deck. Snap them back. Problem is, on the last turn, I'm going to draw Selene, and Selene again is not the smart play. I'm not going to draw Selene because they have cable. They have cabled my Selene. That's the way you play it. That keeps Ultron over in Spider Island. That's okay, I still win.
There's no strings on me.
Thanks, Emo Enjoyer. I appreciate the 8 cubes.
Victory.
Thanks for your donation. That is a committed person. Zemo Enjoyer, and they play just mill. Like a big time mill deck. Like, mill sucks in this meta. It's terrible. I don't know if Mill has ever been a really good deck in Marvel Snap. It's been a fun deck sometimes. I've played it some and had fun with it, but it's never been a really good deck. Alright, this is going to be my last game. I just looked at the time, didn't realize we were almost to 9 o'clock my time. So, and this will also be the 10th game I play with this deck, and therefore I will have played 10 games with every deck. That seems fair. Alright, we go Patriot. Seems fitting that on the last game we play with this particular deck, I actually am going to be able to play Selene. I don't care, even if Blue Marvel should be played right now. Selene is going to be played right now. Even though Moonstone's a better play right now, Selene will be played right now. Let's not snap. I want to keep him in just so we get the potential of winning 2 cubes. If we snap, Malva's definitely going to run.
Opponent snapped.
Ooh, aggressive. How much energy did they create? 5 extra energy? Hey, look at them. They won. Bummer. Well, we gave it a whirl. Star-Lord's is still a little busted. It was not meant to be. We lost 4 cubes to close out the deck, and that's unfortunate because it's going to make the stats look a little worse for this deck. I'm going to bring over Untapped real quick just to share you guys stats from today's stream. So we started with this, what I called Selene Team 6, this big boys deck, the Sauron Nightmare deck, and didn't have too bad a time with it. I definitely am going to go back and revisit this. I'm just not sure it's a good Selene deck. It went 6-4, and we got positive 6 cubes. Then we went to this Sholau deck with Selene built into it. Bad deck. Didn't feel good. Didn't perform well. For a minute, I thought it was going to do well, but that was mostly just the Sholau Kitty Pryde combo. But yeah, this was not a great build of mine. -4 cubes. Closed out with Keep It Simple Selene, which was just the straight up Patriot Ultron deck. 7-3 plus 9 cubes. Can't beat that. This is definitely one I will explore more. I will potentially look at cards I can swap out just to combat some of the stuff in the meta. wouldn't be a bad idea to have like a, I don't know, like a Cosmo or something in here. Not sure Selene, and I'm just going to say this is my final determination as we end the stream. I'm not sure Selene is a card that really made any of these decks better. Genuinely, I can think of a different card that I could put into every single one of these decks in that same slot. And you heard me, if you were watching, many times say the right play would be to play something else, but I'm going to force play Selene. So that means that she is not the ideal card to play in a lot of situations. So that's a fortunate reality for me. I don't think Celine's one that I'm going to be playing very much in the future. I may still play these decks in the future, but Selene may be out of them. I may just sub in something else, which is really unfortunate, but that seems to be the reality of what I think is best with Selene. So thank you everybody for stopping by the Blot Spot. I really appreciate you guys watching today. Um, I will be back on Thursday night. We'll be doing some games with Ozymandias. And thanks for stopping by the Blot Spot and take care of yourselves. I'm going to raid into someone else, so if you still want to watch Marvel Snap, I'll see you over there.